Are you planning to study in Australia in 2025 but worried about financial requirements, education loans, or the visa process? Then stop scrolling, because this video has everything you need to know. From tuition funding to visa documentation, we are diving deep into Australia's genuine student requirement, education loans, and the step-by-step application support. Hi, I am your host, and in this comprehensive video, I will break down exactly when, why, and how much funding you need, what kind of sponsors and bank accounts are accepted, and how to get your education loan even without collateral. Stick around till the end, because I will also tell you how students with a 50 lakh income on paper can skip most funding documentation entirely. Let us begin. First things first, when is funding required if you are applying for an Australian Student Visa, also known as Subclass 500? Financial documentation is needed at the GSR stage, also called the genuine student requirement, before you receive the confirmation of enrollment. Or the GSR process focuses on two major aspects: your ability to fund your education for 2 to 3 years and your intent to return to your home country after completing your studies. These are evaluated through financial documents such as savings, loans, FDs, PF withdrawals, and sponsor income, including ITR and salary slips. You must show financial capacity for the first year tuition fee, which is around odd 30,000 to 350. Living expenses, which are AUD 29,710, and travel costs, which are AUD to 50. That makes a total of around odd 67,210, which is about 37 to 38 lakhs in Indian rupees. Additionally, you need to pay for overseas student health cover for the full course duration. If your course is 2 years, the OSHC will cost about AUD 1,504. 3 years, it may cost odd 20 to 50. Acceptable sponsors include parents up to 100%, grandparents up to 50%, siblings up to 50%, self-funding, and uncles or aunts up to 25%. Not accepted are cousins, friends, or distant relatives. Acceptable fund types include fully sanctioned education loans, bank savings with 3 to 6 months history, fixed deposits that mature after your course starts, and public provident fund balances for other provident funds like EPF or GPF. The funds must be withdrawn and shown in the savings account. If you are dealing with recent deposits such as a sale of property, you must show proper documents like a registered sale deed. The agreement to sale is not accepted. Likewise, J forms from agriculture income are accepted. Mutual funds and shares can be liquidated and the money transferred to a savings account with proof to show its origin. Now let us talk about education loans, featuring expert insights from Vida Bhushan Sharma from Elon Loans. There are two types of loans, secured and unsecured. Secured loans require collateral like property, FDs, or lick values. These loans offer higher amounts up to 3 crores and lower interest rates around 9 to 10%. Unsecured loans do not require collateral, but need strong co-applicant income above 12 to 14 lakhs, good academic record, and a credit score above 700. Loan amounts can go up to 75 lakhs, but the interest rate is higher, around 9 to 13%. Top Indian banks offering loans for Australia include SBI, Ichi Axis, Union Bank, and others. NBFCs like Avance and Credila are also available, but may not be accepted by all universities or the visa process. Always check before proceeding. Minimum sponsor income required for GSR approval is around 12 to 14 lakhs per year, preferably from just the parents as sponsors. You will need ITRs for the last 2 or 3 years if your parent earns over 50. lakhs per year as per ITR. You may not need to show any other funding at all. That is right. If income is strong enough, documentation is minimal. Once financial documentation is cleared, the next step is to pay the tuition fees and OSHC and then get the confirmation of enrollment. The CO is a PDF issued by the university and has a unique ID that is used to file the visa. Try not to delay visa lodgment more than a week after getting the CO. Any longer delay may raise red flags with the Department of Home Affairs. OSHC, or Overseas Student Health Cover, is mandatory for visa application. You can purchase OSHC through private providers or via consultants. 6 approved providers in Australia are Bupa, Medibank, AHM, Allianz, NIB-NC. Now, let us move to visa application. The Student Visa Subclass 500 allows you to study in Australia, work part-time, and travel visa cost is odd $1,600, and it can be paid via credit card, debit card, or PayPal. Required documents include Form 956A, agent authorization, the OSHC letter, passport, academic documents, financial documents, sponsored documents, CA report, and medical checks. Visa can be lodged online, ideally by the same agent whose name is on the CO. Submit all documents as per the checklist and make sure everything is in place. For students under 18 years, special welfare arrangements are needed. Discuss these cases directly with your advisor. Now, for some important clarifications, a maximum of 3 people can sponsor the student, preferably just the parents. The sponsor can also be an NRI in such cases. Salary slips can be used instead of it. Agriculture income is accepted. If J forms are provided, students can apply for visas well in advance and fly to Australia only within 90 days, of course. Start to avoid scrutiny at the border. Form 956A is compulsory. It authorizes the agent to act on behalf of the student. Once you get the CO, simply submit the required documents, and the agent team will take care of the visa. Processing time for Australian student visa is currently around 1 month. Age limit for student visa is flexible, but if you are aiming for a post-study work visa, the age must be under 35. Ideally, students should be under 30 to avoid any complications in visa approval and post-study benefits. Sectors in demand in Australia include hospitality, construction, sustainability, and project management, especially with the Brisbane 2032 Olympics coming up. Courses related to these industries can give students an extra edge in job opportunities and PR. So there you have it. We have covered when, why, and how much funding is needed, who can sponsor what, documents are accepted, how to get education loans, and the entire visa process. This guide is especially relevant for February and July 2025 intakes, and even for early planning for 2026. Now, let us talk about one of the most important advantages of studying in Australia, the post-study work visa. After completing your degree, you may be eligible for the temporary graduate visa subclass 485. This allows you to stay in Australia to live and work legally. Depending on your qualification, the PSW duration varies. If you complete a bachelor's degree, you can get up to 2 years. A master's by coursework also gives you 2 years. A master's by research can give you up to 3 years, and a PhD can provide up to 4 years. If you study in a regional area, you may be eligible for 1 to 2 extra years depending on the location. For example, students in regional centers like Adelaide, Gold Coast, or Canberra get 1 additional year, and those in remote regional areas like Darwin or Hobart can get 2 extra years. This work period is a great opportunity to gain Australian job experience and start building your pathway to permanent residency. PR in Australia brings many long-term benefits. You can live and work in Australia permanently, access government healthcare through Medicare, apply for home loans under first home buyer schemes, and sponsor family members to join you. PR holders may also apply for citizenship, and children born in Australia can become citizens automatically. Also improves your chances of securing stable and higher paying jobs, as many employers prefer permanent residents. So if you are serious about settling in Australia, long-term plan your study path carefully. Choose a course from the skilled occupation list, get relevant experience during your PSW period, and build your PR profile early on. And here is the final hook if you plan it right. Your Australian degree could be more than just education. It could be your gateway to permanent residency, a stable career, and a future your family will thank you for. Start strong and stay informed, because your future in Australia starts with smart decisions today. If you need personalized guidance for your education loan or visa process, connect with Mine Overseas. Our expert counselors are ready to support you from start to finish. Like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for weekly updates on studying in Australia and other top destinations. Comment your intake month below, Feb, July, or November, and I will reply with tailored advice just for you.